not even a year, because the story time is literally talking about my year experience in getting my CDL and the experience I had within getting jobs and losing jobs and stuff like that. But it's not gonna be a long, dragged out story time. Really, the story time was so about the future. Like I said, the few jobs that I had, and the job that I have landed at now. So to speed it up, I started working with Schneider. Right, I went to Tankers, went to the 5-week program or 5-week training with Schneider's, and I wouldn't say it was horrible. I had a good experience. Actually, went to Houston. We did the tanker training. I passed that, got certified in tankers through Schneider, and did the whole 5 weeks, passed all my tests, got sent home for a reset, and they found me a truck in Atlanta, Georgia, right? So they sent me to Atlanta to go get my truck. From where I'm at, right here in Mobile, Alabama, that's a 5-hour drive, about a 5-hour drive. Just gave me a rental car, drove out there. Alright, got on my truck, got situated, settled in, got everything put up, TV, microwave, stuff like that, groceries. And I did one load, okay? I did one small local load, actually. And don't mind me, I'm doing paperwork. Doing my morning paperwork, right? But, I did one load, and I was sitting there, and I was like, well, when they gonna send me, because it was an over-the-road account, so I'm like, I'm kind of eager to, get over the road, my first job, so I was just kind of wondering, like, when they gonna send me on the road, because the first load they sent me was maybe like 15 miles up the road and back, so I did that. Went and parked up for the day because they didn't send me another load at the time. So that day went on, then the next day went on. So at this point, I'm calling home. I'm like, hey, they still ain't sent me nowhere. Still confused. The next day come around, I get a phone call from the dispatch. Hey, I'm sorry to inform you about this, but we're terminating you. I'm like, huh? Yeah, we're gonna have to terminate you due to your background. Now, I know you guys don't know, but I have a record on my record, if that makes sense. And I was under the impression that the record had not, that the charges on my record had not, wasn't on my record because of the program that I went through, yada, yada, yada. Well, apparently it still can be found. So, with that being said, I didn't put it on my application. Well, Schneider held me accountable for that, and because I didn't put it on my application, they were saying I, basically like application fraud, if that makes sense. So anyway, they sent me home, right? Sent me home on a Greyhound bus. I got TVs, groceries, PlayStation, pillows, blankets, all this stuff that I had to pack up and go get on a Greyhound bus to get back to Mobile, Alabama. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, what's on my record? What's on my record? Not in full understanding of what they may or may not have seen on my record. Go to the police station, local police station here, and I go ask them, hey, can y'all give me a background check, like a record, a printout of my record. So they do it. I pay for it, they do it or whatever. And it comes up completely blank. The record is completely blank. Do you hear me? So I'm like even more confused at this point. I'm like, what could he have? What they could have seen. Alright. So I disputed with Schneider. Weeks go by. Like weeks go by and they end up eventually showing me, hey, this is what we found, this is what was supposed to be presented to us before hire. But what confused me was, how do you get a person on a job for 5 weeks and their background don't come back until 5 weeks? So it's confusing. But anyway, the day I left the police headquarters, I found I bumped into an owner-operator that day, right, at the gas station. I bumped into an owner-operator, and he was saying that he needed some work. So I was kind of skeptical of it because, like I said, I haven't had, at this point, I haven't had my license number like a month with Schneider, so I probably had my license a month and a half, maybe 2. So I'm kind of skeptical about it. I really didn't understand the whole trucking game. I didn't get it. I just didn't understand it, right? But, you know, got his number, and I want to say like, cause that was a Friday I met him. So I want to say like that Tuesday, I called him. I'm like, hey man, is there something that you have that I can maybe do or whatever? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to get you started on something. Probably a week go by, he calls me, hey man, you ready? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. He's like, I'll meet you such in the morning. I'm like, cool. Meet him, roll with him all the way from Mobile, Alabama to West Point, Arkansas. Just roll with him, seeing what he did. I was like, okay, this ain't bad, just some driving, but it ain't bad. Finally got in with him on my own. Ran that a couple times, but I realized owner-operators are not for new CDL holders. And I say that because they're more fast-paced. See, owner-operators, they move like that. Like they don't, I'll be honest with you, they don't really, the whole pre-trip thing that you learn in school, all that stuff, they will pre-trip, but it'll be the quickest pre-trip you ever seen in your life. They basically do a walk around. But I was so used to the tangibles of CDL school and going to Schneider and all the things that they want you to do, that I was, you know, trying to get accustomed to his way, which wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem. I actually didn't have a bad experience with him, but I have a family, so I had got the opportunity. I had got a call from Pepsi to run merchandise, delivery merchandise for Pepsi. So I took that up because I needed insurance and it was a little bit more stable. Because the only thing bad about that owner-operator, things was high and then things was low. Some weeks we had great weeks. Some weeks we might only run one day. So I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work. So I took the Pepsi job. Boy, oh boy, was that a job. I recommend nobody to go get a beverage job if you don't want to work. That was work. And with that being said, I was doing that, really didn't have a problem with that job. For about 8 months. Did that for about 8 months. It wasn't horrible, but I got fired from them too. And it was my fault. I got fired from them because basically calling in for really didn't care because they let me go right at the time of March, and I didn't want to see another summer. Because mind you, I got hired like mid-July of last year at Pepsi. So I seen the summer, and it's hectic. We get because they don't own, but they bought out Gatorade, like they distribute Gatorade. So the summertime in Pepsi is like hectic. So I didn't want to see another summer at Pepsi. And well, and we finna start heading on out. I gotta get to Montgomery. So I'm gonna bring y'all along as I'm telling y'all the story. So anyway, so back to the Pepsi thing, they let me go around March. So I was like, I'm kind of down about it, but I really don't care because I don't want to be here anyway. Alright? So take that on the chin. It was a month that I couldn't find a job. A month because of the stipulations of experience. So at that point, I only had roughly, at the point of me getting fired from Pepsi, I only had roughly like 10 months, 9 months of experience. So it was kind of hard getting a job because most jobs are like a year experience, 2 years experience. So I was stuck in between. So I had to go DoorDash for a whole month. Now imagine that, like you're a CDL holder, but you have to go DoorDash. You would never guess it, but that's what I had to do. And got in contact with another owner operator. Ran for him for a minute. With the owner operators, I'm gonna be honest, it's the same situations. Like they're good. Like if you're not the owner operator of yourself, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, nothing wrong with working with owner operators, nothing wrong at all. But it just doesn't make sense because no insurance. Hustle as if you're the one bringing in all the money because that's how owner operators hustle. And you'll be out not far from home. You'll probably come home every night, but you might work the whole 14-hour days. Like so, owner operator, if you have to, I don't see nothing wrong with taking the job because that's what I did. That was my route. But it will be something different. So I did that for about a month and a half. Did that for about a month and a half. And once I was still doing applications, and 2 jobs called me. This job and a job like this job. They do the same thing. They run the containers, and you can see the container behind me. They run the containers out of the port here in Mobile, Alabama. So, but one job was overnight, and one job was regular, 5 in the morning to 5 in the evening type schedule. So I went with this job, and I'm actually kind of shortcutting the story. Actually, the job that was overnight, I was finna take it, but they was playing. Like they wanted my they wanted my experience to be verifiable. I didn't allow my experience. At that point, I had a year of experience, and they was calling all of these companies to verify my experience. Now, mind you, there's 2 owner-operators in that experience that probably not going to answer the phone. And then I think they said something like, they emailed me something about sending in my W-2s from Pepsi. But at the time that they emailed me, I hadn't already did the interview and everything else for this job. So, if left on red was that situation, that's what it was. I just looked at it and I was like, well, somebody else went ahead and jumped on it, and I went with it. I didn't argue with it because I didn't have time to wait on you to verify experience. And I get it, but I feel like, hey man, if we're not talking about tankers, if we're not talking about something that is more than just driving and opening doors, free trips, let's not do the whole verifying experience. Like it just don't make no sense. It just don't. But anyway, that's what they did, and I'm pretty sure they found somebody else by now. So now I'm working at this. Again, like I say, I'm working at this job that works out of the work. I love it. I'm not mad at it. It's a very laid back job. Y'all, it's raining. Alright, we have to be a little extra careful. But I love it's a laid back job. I actually get to drive a manual, which is something I wanted to keep, my skills sharp on, because when I figure when I buy my own truck, it'll most likely be a manual. So that was a plus for me. And yeah, so I'm enjoying it. My tips within a year of experience is for people to understand that when you get your CDL, you're not coming out of CDL school rich. I don't know what's the stipulation on that. I don't understand. I do understand why people believe that, because I believe it. I'm not gonna say I believe I'll come out rich. But I believe I'm gonna come out making good money, life was gonna be easier. No, it's not like that. Get that out your head. Get that out your head right now. It's not like that. It's a grind. It's a steady grind. It's a steady grind day in, day out, just to get your experience. Then once you get experience, you can go into these companies that's paying these $1,500 to $2,000 a week. Most jobs that don't require a lot of experience are going to pay you that same money that this warehouse is paying you right now. So if you're thinking about getting a CDL, be prepared to do the job that others are doing for less money because of your experience. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to get in so many things that I've learned in my year of experience that wasn't taught in CDL. So experience is key. I'm not against experience. Experience is key. You need experience. Experience will help you save your life on this road. So my advice is get your CDL and just hold on for the ride. It's not gonna be as easy as we think it is coming out first year. No. Second year. No. I'm in my second year now. And I don't make the most money. I make decent money, but the job that I have, I like. So It's not always about the money either. It's about, can I get home every night? Do I want to be home every night? So some people want to be over the road. I wanted to experience over the road. Never really got a chance to. I will one day, but not soon. So yeah. That's my story time that I promised y'all. We coming back with some more videos here real soon. I'm just not getting comfortable with my job, so I had to figure out a few things. I couldn't have, and I did want to say, I couldn't keep up with my videos in a consistent manner because a lot of these jobs have cameras in the truck. You can't. There's a lot of stuff that you can and can't do. That don't necessarily say that you're doing the wrong thing, but to their procedures, you're doing the wrong thing. So, with that being said, man, look, there's more to come. If you like this video, make sure you smash that like button. If you want to see more content, we finna come out with more and more reels every week. It may be funny reels, it's gonna be trucking reels, man. We coming out with more and more every week. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you just wanna holler at me, comment. I'm gonna comment back. I'm gonna reply and let you know if you got any questions. Comment if I can answer them, or if I can ask somebody. I'll do that for y'all, man. But make sure y'all stay prayed up, stay safe on that road, and remember,